Shabbat Shalom. This week's Torah portion is called Parshas Vayikra. It's the first portion of the third book of the Torah. Okay, it's also Parshas Zocher. Zocher is the Zeches Amalek, to remember Amalek. The mitzvah of the Jewish people to destroy a particular nation that are always out there to harm us. Okay, why are we reading this week Parshas Zocher? Because Zocher is always read before Purim. This coming week, Wednesday night and Thursday in the whole world, and Thursday night and Friday in walled cities like Jerusalem, is the holiday of Purim. Okay, and one of the mitzvahs of the Purim is to read the Megillah, and we're going to discuss it now. Now, the Baal Shem Tov says about the Megillah, it's called Hakoret the Megillah Lamafreya Lo Yotza. Anybody who reads the Megillah, the law is out of order. If you come into shul in the middle and you hear the last half, you can't go and listen to the first half. If you listen to it out of order, you haven't fulfilled the commandment. The Baal Shem Tov says no. We're going to understand it a different way. We're going to understand it that anybody who reads the Megillah and say it happened to him, afraid it happened in the past, and it's not happening now. This is a story, but it doesn't apply to me today. Okay, then lo yotza, you have not fulfilled your obligation of hearing the Megillah. Okay. And now, if that's true of the entire story, it's even true of every verse. And the fact is, there are a few verses at the end of the Megillah that don't make sense. It says there that Mordechai became the second to the king, right? And he was only accepted by the majority of his colleagues, not all of them. Okay, what has this got to do with all the miracles that happened in God saving the Jewish people and the whole story of Purim? And the answer is very, very interesting. Okay, right? That the Talmud explains, what does it mean that Mordechai was only accepted by the majority of his colleagues? He was part of the Sanhedrin. The Sanhedrin was a group of 71 junior people, and it was their job to study Torah, to explain the Torah, to share the Torah with the Jewish people. Some of the people in the Sanhedrin, not all of them, but a few, they said, you are making a mistake. That you got involved with the king Achashverosh, that you put your daughter, your niece in to become the queen, that you're standing at the gates listening to what people are saying. This whole thing was an error. If you would have studied Torah day and night with all of your strength that you put into playing politics, you would have transformed the world. You would have brought the salvation in a different way. Okay? Now, since it was only a minority of his colleagues, that the majority did agree with him, Mordechai had to continue. But why are these verses in the Megillah for? And the answer is important to each of us. A person has to know that when he steps forward, when there's a situation where he has to deal with it, either in his family or in his workplace or in his community, and there's nobody else dealing with it, and you step forward, you have to know, number one, not everybody is going to agree with you. There are going to be some people that think you're making a mistake. And number two, just like Mordechai went from the fourth level in the Sanhedrin to the fifth level, he was actually had some personal damage, right? We have to know that what we're doing is hard. Not everybody's going to agree with us. People are even going to tell us we're making a mistake. And nevertheless, we have to push forward. That's the teaching of the Megillah. Okay? Happy Purim for everybody. And when it's your turn, don't stop. Push ahead.